Bonjour mes amis, c'est moi, Patsy, Unique P, et bienvenue sur ma chaîne pour une autre vidéo. For those of you who are new here, bienvenue fashionista. Here I create black fashion, lifestyle, and a little bit of travel content. Aujourd'hui video is all about the dual fashion show that I attended, and I'm going to be sharing with you highlights as well as interviews that I did. Give your girl a thumbs up, like, share, and bien sûr, subscribe. À bientôt! Hey y'all, so we're here at the Dual Fashion Show and we're here with the designer Kareem, and he presented a very quick showcase. So let's introduce yourself and tell the audience who you are.
My name is Kareem, co-founder of Tulle Skirt Design. My aesthetic is basically streetwear, avant-garde, anything you can think of.
Avant-garde. Can you tell us a little bit more about the avant-garde?
I like unique things. So the thing you wouldn't think of, that's it. I would make something you would think.
Okay. That last piece that you showcased, which you guys are going to see in the cutaway up here, that pink piece was my absolute favorite. That is definitely a showpiece.
Yes.
Can you tell us how long you've been in the industry and what do you think of the fashion industry here in Antigua and the Caribbean region?
Well, this year actually, in November, would make 10 years in the business of designing. The fashion industry here in Antigua, I don't think they take it as serious as they should. Yeah, they're not taking it as serious as they should. They're more focusing on more of the business, doctor, those, to me, they don't think that fashion would bring revenue to Antigua.
From my perspective, I think we have been introduced to the fast fashion industry, and we are all morphing to the H&M, the Zara's, the Shein's, all of these things that you wear them one time and then you can't wear them again. Do you think that there is a market for long durability pieces that you can wear more than one time, or we have been so programmed that we cannot get out of that mindset?
Of course. For instance, my pieces, you can wear each of them individually with something, so you can wear them more than once. It's not just a one-time design.
Right.
You can wear it numerous occasions, different venues. It's up to you.
Okay. And of course, the quality of something being custom made as opposed to fast fashion is absolutely 100% more quality
Yeah,
than the quantity.
exactly.
I am going to ask you three questions now. One, do you think that we have a market here for a fashion week in Antigua?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Could you elaborate a little bit more on what you think about that?
I think it's possible because we have a lot of creatives here in Antigua, not just fashion. It doesn't exactly have to be just fashion, because fashion can be a different variety of things. So yes, we can have a fashion. We have a lot of designers, a lot of young designers. So I think it should happen.
Okay. And who would you say inspires your aesthetics?
Well, I got my inspiration from anime, futuristic things.
From a lot of digital
Yes.
creative. Okay. All right. So, Mr. KB, could you tell our audience where we can find you on social media and where we can find you locally if we want a beautiful piece like that pink piece made?
Well, you can find me on Instagram at kb_LTD and Facebook at Hamwan Live Live Because.
Okay.
And my location is Farmtown.
Okay.
You can get me at 774-6147.
Awesome. Well, KB, thank you. I know this was a quick grab interview, but I really appreciate it, and I know our audience appreciates it.
And you can look out for my fashion show later down this year. This year will be 10 years.
Awesome. Actually, I forgot to ask you that. When are you going to bring out your collection?
Hopefully the end of August or in November, which would make exactly 10 years.
Okay, so you're going to do a fall collection.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to seeing it. And in the meantime, we're going to follow you and keep up with what you have to produce. And guys, thank you again for watching. And I'll see you in the next one. A bientôt. Au revoir. So we're here with the designer HENRÉ from the House of HENRÉ. We are here at the Dual Fashion Show where HENRÉ did not show, but he walked in the fashion show. Good evening, HENRÉ.
Good evening, good evening.
Okay, so HENRÉ, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and your aesthetics?
Well, I'm Daniel HENRÉ. I am a young, creative, young artist, fashion artist that is. I am the creative director and lead designer at HENRÉ Designs. I'm also a celebrity stylist working with celebrities across the region, local market, and international market.
Amazing. Can you tell us some of the celebrities that you've worked with so we can put their handle here?
I've worked, well, I can't mention all,
okay,
but I've worked with local artists. You can basically say all of the local performing artists. I've worked with Shensia, I've worked with the likes of Shaggy, Spice. There's quite a few persons that I would have
gone to.
International, there are a few international artists. However, I'm under
confidentiality.
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Okay, we respect that. I saw some of the pieces that you had, which I showcased in one of my videos in February from Miranda Askey Street Show. Can you give us an idea as to when you will put out a collection?
Well, I'm actually launching my spring summer collection this week. But it's going to be launched in Barbados.
Okay.
So I'm making my way down to Barbados tomorrow.
Okay, will it be digital that we can see it online?
Oh yes, definitely.
Okay, awesome.
Definitely.
Okay, what's your thoughts about fashion in Antigua, which is your home country, as well as across the region?
I think that fashion in Antigua is blossoming. It is growing. I'm happy to be in a space like this. Not only representing but supporting my fellow brother Demarley Davis on his venture. I feel like we are now progressing and now moving into an era where fashion is no longer um, just a piece of garment. It's a story, it is a vibe, it is an energy. And what I do strongly believe is an opportunity to learn, it's an opportunity to grow. And Demarley Davis, myself, and even other young designers, we have capitalized on the opportunities that are given to us. Although they may seem far and wide and maybe small and minuscule, I feel like every opportunity that we have been given, we have capitalized on it, and we will definitely take it to higher heights. However, I must add that we as young creatives, it is a very, very good platform for us not only to showcase or to tell stories, but it is also a platform for us to be our true selves in terms of our callings, in terms of our profession, in terms of our career. We are given the opportunity and it has allowed us to just share.
As you know, my platform is to showcase Black designers. That is my main platform. I want to give Black designers, both locally, regionally, and internationally, a platform where we as Black people can support each other more. Do you think that there is a market for that in Antigua?
There's definitely a market here in Antigua and Barbuda. I think that one of the misconceptions is that there is a space, or you have to create a space in order for a career, especially a non-traditional study of this nature or a career of this nature, to thrive and to grow. However, I feel that we are the makers of our own markets. I've been successful in the field here or in the career here in Antigua. And I mean, it came because I understood what I wanted and where I wanted to go. And I understood what I had to deal with and what I had to work with. It was very important for us to understand our geographics and understand the economy, understand from a business and how can we create that target market, how can we create that market for us to thrive. And I feel like as young creatives, we're no longer just banking on the skill sets and the creative aspect of it. We're now moving into the business aspect of it and making a hobby a career.
Amazing. That's wonderful information. The reason that I asked is because with all of the fast fashion industry, do you think that there is any interest in us as a people to support our own rather than to support the external market?
You see, what needs to happen, I think our society first needs to be educated. Now, I'm a believer of erudition and educating a society into not liking your pieces or liking your brand, but respecting that you're not just a local brand, but you are a product of the communities, of the society, of the country, the nation that you are representing. Now, I feel like although fast fashion is the thing, I still believe that with the support and the talent that we have here in our small little fashion region, I feel like it's almost as heavy as if it was a couture piece, or our pieces are still as eccentric and as cultured and as deep as any other mainstream international brand or high-end brand. And so I do believe that fast fashion, it has its relevance and it has its place. However, I think first what needs to happen is to educate the public or to educate your environment, the geographics that you're living in, as to how important you are as a fashion designer and what's your contribution towards the industry. And that will in turn change their perspective on fast fashion and the love for fast fashion, which can draw attention to you as a small brand operating in the Caribbean.
Wonderful. That was an amazing response, and I really want to say thank you because I've never heard anybody verbalize it so eloquently. I think that is one of the reasons why I started my channel because I found that we're supporting everybody else except for our own. And yes, there are black-owned businesses that may dabble a little bit in the fast fashion industry, but I do think that we need to support our own more.
And yeah, that's
I think we need to respect our own more.
Yes, I was about to say that. That support comes with respect.
So, lastly, I have two questions for you. What do you think of Antigua having a fashion week?
It is long overdue. In my opinion, it is long overdue. I think that we are strong, not only in the talent aspect of it and skill set aspect of it, but I feel like we have so much to contribute and so much designers, local designers here that can put on a good showing, can put on a good, even if it's a rendering of a good showing. I believe that our talents surpasses that of international standards in some cases, and so I feel like we are able to facilitate a fashion week. However, I know that there are infrastructures and there are the logistics that goes into it, and that goes back to again us we understanding that this is what we're bringing to the table. This is what we have to offer. How can we make it, not mimicking or taking from the international platforms and trying to make it work for us here? We have to look at our geographics, look at our demographics, and also look at the way in which fashion has evolved here in the Caribbean or here in Antigua and Barbuda, and then we put it into our little, our shoes. We let it fit for us, and that's the only way I feel like we can pull off a fashion week. Although, as I mentioned, there's the logistics and the back end part of it. I feel like what we need to stop doing is to we're taking forms and molds and this stuff from the international end, and we're trying to make it work for us. That's not what we need. We need to create our own mold, create our own form, and then build on it. And I think that's a very good way and step for us to progress and to evolve into having a successful fashion week.
I 100% agree with you. And who would you say who inspires you to create your pieces?
I've been asked that question several times in the last couple of months, and to be honest, if I'm being brutally honest, my inspiration stems from quite a few places. Sometimes I'm inspired by animals, I'm inspired by people, I'm inspired by plants, I'm inspired by environments, culture, music. However, I feel like if I am supposed to speak on the humanity end of the spectrum, I feel like for me, my mom would have been one of my biggest inspirations, because I think she has instilled a lot of my creative avenues and the juices. I think that she has instilled it.
Thank you, Mommy.
And she has also nurtured. She's one of my biggest supporters, and I feel like every time I do or I create, whether it's a collection or a capsule or a single piece, I always try to envision my mother's reaction to that piece.
Awesome.
So I think my mother, however, there are a few other persons. I'm thinking Demarley Davis. He would have been one of the young ones who came from my camp.
Okay.
So Demarley and I worked together for several years. And now he's branched off to do his own thing, and I am in full support of wearing his brand tonight. However, he is also one of my biggest inspirations, because he was one of the first young men that I took under my wings, and so I was able to nurture and able to father his start and his talents. Also, Mr. Calvin Southwell kind of gave me a more detailed insight as to the industry and how to go about and how to maneuver the industry.
Awesome. Well, HENRÉ, thank you so very much for having this long overdue interview with me. You really, I've spoken to Miranda, I've spoken to Calvin, and you all have one basic thing that you say in terms of fitting fashion to us here locally in the Caribbean, in Antigua and in the Caribbean, and that is absolutely amazing. And that is something that I'm looking forward to seeing in the near future. So I can't wait to see your collection when you launch it online, and I am here to support in any way I can.
Thank you so much.
So could you give our audience your handle and where to find you on social media or where to find your store?
So we are located in Vermont. We go by the name of HENRÉ Designs, HENRÉ Designs on Instagram and also on Facebook. We are open 24/7. We have a 24-hour opening policy.
Okay.
And we also do work via bookings. It's a group of young men, myself being the eldest and the youngest at 17, who is actually at work right as we speak, doing some fine tuning on a few pieces. However, I would encourage the public not just to support myself, but there are a lot of young designers here in Antigua and Barbuda that needs that encouragement, that support, even if it's a like, a comment, a positive comment, even if it's a situation where you go and you view just for the fun of it. I think that we as young creatives, we really encourage and we really need that little push. So HENRÉ Designs, and of course, I follow a few of the young locals, and you can go from my page and you can now source, other upcoming designers.
Okay. Well, thank you, HENRÉ, for sitting down with us at Black Fashion, Lifestyle and Travel, and we wish you all the very best for your upcoming collection. And I look forward to coming and purchasing my first piece. So, have a wonderful evening. Bye. Guys, welcome back. We're here at the Dual Fashion Show, and we're here with the creative, Mr. Demarley Davis. Welcome to Black Fashion, Lifestyle and Travel. How do you feel after such a wonderful show?
I feel accomplished.
Awesome.
Accomplished. I feel excited for the next one as well.
Okay. This collection for summer 2024, how long have you been working on that collection?
I've been working on it since last year. The last deal I had, as soon as that was over, I went straight into production for 2024.
Awesome. Guys, Mr. Davis is one of the local designers here on the island of Antigua that I have been hunting down and trying to speak to for a while now. And I was so impressed with these pieces. I have to say, I could see myself in something from each of the sections. The active sportswear is amazing. That green piece really spoke to me. And when it came to the casual wear, that dress, that last dress, I mean, the color blocking that you put into that was so amazing. Can you tell us where you get your inspiration from when you design your pieces?
Yeah, sure. I got my inspiration mostly from my lifestyle, which is skateboarding. When I skateboard and I would pass places that have a lot of colors, I just grab the inspiration from that.
Okay.
And also sometimes when I go out to events at nights.
Okay.
I would pay attention to what these people would wear and how they would express themselves through the clothing.
Okay.
So therefore, I just got inspired by that.
Okay. There's something that I notice about your aesthetics. You like a lot of strings and loose pieces on your design. That green shorts that has all of the loose pieces, it really sways when she walks, and I like that. I think that gives the whole emotion of the piece. That was another one of my favorite pieces that I saw that came down the runway. What would you say? I'm going to ask you the same question that I've asked the other designers in Antigua. What do you think of Antigua having a fashion week?
That would be a great idea, actually.
Yeah?
I mean, for me, I think it would actually bring forward the designers that are trying to get into the field.
Okay.
To like come together as one and to showcase their talent.
Awesome. I think that would be fantastic as well. I have been speaking to one of my dear friends, and that is something that we speak about all the time. I've spoken to Calvin as well. I've been to Calvin's fashion shows when Calvin came out with Black and Black back in the 80s, early 90s. Though, let me tell you, those were epic. They were epic. Those runway shows were epic. In terms of creativity, do you think that we should encourage more of it in our society?
I believe we should.
How long have you been in the industry?
I've been in the industry for about 7 years, but within those 7 years, 3 of those I did it professionally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. In terms of the market here in Antigua, do you think that we can develop our local talent so that our community can get away from the fast fashion industry?
I mean, that's if they want to invest in it. I mean, I don't think they pay attention to the fashion industry much here. So I would say, as long as they're willing to invest in it, it can definitely reach far.
Let me ask you a very controversial question. Do you think the government can play a bigger role in supporting designers here in Antigua?
Yeah, I mean they were doing such a good job actually back in the days with the Independence fashion shows, the Courts fashion shows, all that sort of thing. It was really interesting, and actually that is what got me into fashion. I was modeling for another designer.
Okay.
So, and then after I saw how creative you can get with fabric, I was like, wow, I have to get into it.
Awesome. All right. So here on this platform, the focus is to showcase Black fashion designers, Black-owned businesses, and I am hoping that with all of these conversations that we are having, that it would reach our community and influence them more. So could you tell us where we can find you on social media and your house as well?
Yeah, you can definitely catch me on social media, both Instagram and Facebook at Demarley Davis, Demarley Davis. And you can contact me at Antigua number +1 268 717 3454.
Awesome. Well, Mr. Davis, Demarley, thank you so very much for sitting down here with us at Black Fashion, Lifestyle and Travel. I am really honored to have had the opportunity to have this interview with you, and I look forward to seeing your next collection and purchasing my first piece. Thank you so much. So guys, until next time, I'll see you in the next one. A bientôt.